Hello, everybody. I'm Sheldon Baker, and welcome to the 420 area code. Great to have you here. On today's show, we're going to discuss a taboo subject, so make sure the kids are in the other room. My guests are the founders of Hello Again and the brains behind products made for women. And when I say hello again, I'm not talking about the Neil Diamond song or the TV show. When we come back, we'll find out what's taboo and why such products were created. So stick around. Come on back after this break.
Not all hemp oils are created equal. Let Verdant Oasis show you why. Verdant Oasis is a vertically integrated hemp-centric raw material grower, manufacturer, and supplier. We oversee every step from soil to oil. Verdant strains are genotyped and registered by government-regulated seed banks. Our operations are HACCP and GMP certified by SGS International. Verdant Oasis has the most comprehensive global safety dossier for hemp extract, setting the benchmark for FDA acceptance and NDI compliance, the gateway to the food and beverage industry. Our hemp oil ingredients are accepted and authorized by the FDA, USDA, and DEA for interstate commerce throughout the United States. In the UK and EU, our extract is authorized as a novel food. Wholesome and pure, backed by science, legally compliant, and fully integrated with a dedicated innovation center to serve your unique marketing objectives. To learn more about the Verdant difference, visit our website at www.verdantoasis.com. Verdant Oasis, the essence of hemp.
Welcome back to the 420 area code. So what's the taboo subject? It's suppositories for women, but not just any suppositories. It's suppositories formulated with cannabis. And please welcome my guests today, Carrie Mapes and Patty Pappas, who are the co-founders of Hello Again. Welcome.
Thanks for having us. Yes, this is great.
Fantastic. I've been hearing a lot about you and checked out your website and some very interesting things that you've done. First of all, why don't you provide some background as to how you both met many years ago, what inspired you, what it was like being first-time entrepreneurs at the young age of 50 or so. It's an interesting story, so share it with our viewers.
Carrie and I have known each other for quite some time. We met when our oldest children were in preschool, and we embarked on this endeavor when our youngest went off to college. So we had just become empty nesters, and we had decided to look into some dispensaries just to see what all the kind of the hubbub was about, because it had just become legal, and we were hearing a lot about it. Carrie and I, neither of us had had a real relationship with cannabis before, so this was going to be a new experience. And we really set out and found a dispensary and walked in one day and started learning about the cannabis plant and how we felt. What we heard was that it could be a real source of wellness for women like us.
And what was the next step?
Well, we, as Patty said, we drew a line between what we were hearing cannabis could do and how it worked in the body. We drew a line between that and what we were experiencing as women in menopause and what we knew our friends were experiencing. And we got in the car, and honestly, it was the first time Patty and I had talked to each other about what we were experiencing in menopause. So, you were talking about how it's taboo. Here, Patty and I have been friends for a long time, but we'd never talked about it before. But, cannabis addresses sleep. It addresses anxiety and mood. It addresses pain. It can help regulate your temperature. Hot flashes is a huge part of going through menopause. It can help you with calm and focus. And that was one thing I was really struggling with, was brain fog and memory problems. And it was all related to my systems being in chaos because of the hormonal changes of menopause. So we really felt like we had something, and really at first blush, it looked like a marketing problem because it was back, dispensaries were newer then than they are now. They're really beautiful now, and there's so many beautifully branded products now. But at the time, there was nothing, everything was black and shiny and gold and green, and there was nothing that really appealed to us from a marketing standpoint. Mm-hmm. And also because we didn't want to smoke or vape, that narrowed it down as well. So looking around, we thought, gosh, nobody's marketing to us. And then when we took a deeper dive, we realized it's not just that. It's just actually the product that we're craving doesn't exist. And that meant something that we could rely upon to be consistent, not only consistent for me, use to use, but consistent between Patty's experience and my experience. And then also something that didn't provide a high, because we were pretty convinced that cannabis could really lift all of these symptoms that keep you from feeling like yourself. But we wanted to be able to use it in the morning to enjoy the benefits of it without the psychoactive high. So we could get on with all the stuff that we do, and we know women, our age are living big, vibrant lives and have responsibilities. So those were the two kind of pillars for formulating our product. And then from there, we went from Googling everything and reading everything to reaching out to people or just letting people know, friends of ours, just know what we were thinking. And sure enough, like somebody knew somebody who had something to do with cannabis, and we learned a lot that way as well. But we finally found the right formulation partners and professional formulators, and once we met them, we really started clicking and realized, no, this definitely needs to exist. This product needs to exist.
Well, certainly, Carrie, you and Patty, it certainly looks like the product is working for you. You both look great.
Thank you.
And you said you didn't want to smoke or vape. Were you using, and this is for both of you, but Carrie, we'll start with you. Were you using cannabis in any form
I wasn't.
Initially?
No. In fact, on that first day, I think my purchase was actually a cannabis-based CBD product. It didn't even have any THC in it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's fairly typical for a lot of women my age. We grew up in the war on drugs, and the DARE officer came to school, and the fried egg in the pan, and it was just different. It was different, and a different time, and the plant was different too. What was out there was different, and so no, I had no relationship. I didn't want to. My family doesn't have a great track record with smoking, so I just didn't. It wasn't time for me to. There's no reason for me to start, and that was my story. Patty.
Well, I did explore some of the products probably sooner than Carrie did, and again, what we didn't find, there are various products. This one can help you with sleep. This strain can help you with anxiety. This something else could help you with pain relief. But there was nothing. I don't want to take 5 things. So and again, I didn't want to start smoking. And I want to be able to get about my day. I also want to get a good night's sleep and not wake up feeling groggy or not be able to function in the middle of the night if I have to get up for any reason. So again, I experimented with a lot of the products that were out there, and then when the solution was presented to us to become a vaginal suppository, everything fell into place, because that was a delivery method that we could use that could provide relief for really all those symptoms in one product. And a symptom that we hadn't even thought of as something we could address, which was vaginal dryness, which is something that women have as they age with their hormonal changes. So that was just like an added bonus. And Carrie and I both like sort of the poeticness of taking that space back that's been used for many years for everybody else's purposes, and babies and things are going in and out of there. And now we're going to take it back and use it as our source of wellness. That was just the perfect, the icing on the cake for us. So once we came up with that delivery method and we realized we could really accomplish everything we wanted to accomplish, it took off from there.
And perhaps, you stated this, but what was the one thing, would you say, was that turned on the light bulb went on when you said, this is what we need to do?
I think it's when we decided it was the vaginal suppository. Would you say so, Carrie?
Yeah, I agree.
And then we knew we were in business when we put the deposit down on a suppository filling machine. Then we knew there was no coming back. So that was when we knew we were going into business. But I think that decision to say, how much harder could we make going into business for the first time on ourselves? First, we're going to address something for menopause, which isn't, always commonly addressed. Then we're going to make it a cannabis product, which a lot of our age group maybe isn't as comfortable using. And then third, we're going to now make it a vaginal suppository. So we kind of, it had to be, even though it was going to be the hardest sort of solution, it was the best solution. So we knew we had to do it that way.
And at that time or now, do you have any competition? What else is out there?
There was a product on the market in the beginning that was a good product. It was more of an end of day. It was very strong. You definitely could get high from it. I've tried it. It's not on the market currently. So we feel like we really do are a big presence out there in the cannabis space for sure.
There was definitely white space when it came to menopause products for women in dispensaries.
Surprise.
We surprise.
You are the leaders.
We are. Yeah, we exist there.
So when you
doing our meetings and presentations to people, we realize, women our age walk into a dispensary, we're not only buying for ourselves, we're buying for maybe our aging parents, maybe our husband's knee issue, maybe our dog who has anxiety. I mean, we're multiple markets in one. And so that was very attractive and helped sort of get us through the doors in the beginning.
What does your family think? So you guys are nuts. What do you mean, a cannabis suppository?
Yeah, I think they were hoping for an edible or something like that.
So Patty has 3 daughters, all adult daughters, and I have 1. And then I have a son as well. And, at first, I think we're going to go into the cannabis business. And then we're definitely going to the cannabis business. It's a vaginal suppository.
And then all the air came out of that balloon, huh?
Yeah.
So when you think about your customers, what are your challenges, if any, to get them to try a feminine product with cannabis?
Well, we knew from the beginning that our product was going to rely upon really slow organic growth. I mean, that referrals from between women to women for intimate products like this that's the number one way that products like ours grow. So, we're prepared for that. We have a couple different subcategories of our demographic. We have the women who've never been to dispensaries before, and we have the women who are already going into dispensaries. And then we also have women who know that they're feeling the way they're feeling because of menopause, and people who haven't figured out that they're feeling the way that they're feeling because of menopause. So we have a lot of different messaging that we have to pay attention to. But, women have to hear things 6-7 times before it kind of sinks in. That's a well-known marketing fact. And we're patient. We reach them through social media, and we reach them, through our newsletter and podcasts like yours. So thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So you never thought you'd be, on a television-like show talking about it, though, huh?
Not in a million years.
The list of the things that I never thought I'd be doing that have happened in the last 3 years is too long to even consider. I mean, I'm so grateful to the product because I feel good, first of all. And secondly, because it's my life just took a left-hand turn into entrepreneurism and having a terrific business partnership with Patty, and then stretching myself. I mean, I remember the first time we did one of these, I didn't know what Zoom was. We had a panic attack trying to get the technology to work. Every single step along the way, we've been learning and growing, and I don't take that for granted, especially during COVID when so much is stagnant. And so we're lucky women.
Patty, can you add to that, what Carrie had to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think COVID was interesting for us because I think initially our friends and family were kind of like, what are you guys doing? Cannabis? I'm not sure, a little bit hesitant. But staying home for month after month after month, drinking a bottle of Chardonnay every night does nobody any favors. So eventually, we kept telling people it actually makes you feel good. It actually makes you feel good. And that sort of opened up a lot of interest, I think, more so in our product than it would have happened maybe even without COVID. We'll never know. But I think it made people explore the idea sooner than later.
Sure, yeah. COVID kind of spoiled the party for a lot of people. So, don't feel you're the only one. Well, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk some more to Patty and Carrie about cannabis-formulated suppositories. What else is there to do? So stick around. We'll be right back.
Not all hemp oils are created equal. Let Verdette Oasis show you why. Verdant Oasis is a vertically integrated hemp-centric raw material grower, manufacturer, and supplier. We oversee every step from soil to oil. Verdant strains are genotyped and registered by government-regulated seed banks. Our operations are HACCP and GMP certified by SGS International. Verdant Oasis has the most comprehensive global safety dossier for hemp extract, setting the benchmark for FDA acceptance and NDI compliance, the gateway to the food and beverage industry. Our hemp oil ingredients are accepted and authorized by the FDA, USDA, and DEA for interstate commerce throughout the United States. In the UK and EU, our extract is authorized as a novel food. Wholesome and pure, backed by science, legally compliant, and fully integrated with a dedicated innovation center to serve your unique marketing objectives. To learn more about the Verdant difference, visit our website at www.verdantoasis.com. Verdant Oasis, the essence of hemp.
We're back, and in case you didn't know it, you're watching the 420 Area Code. I'm Sheldon Baker, and my guests today, delighted to have Patty Pappas and Carrie Mapes. We're talking about vaginal suppositories on a Tuesday afternoon. Of course, you may be somewhere else watching this on another day, but what the heck, you know. All these days run together. So what's the science behind the product? Who wants to talk about that? Is that you first, Patty?
Okay. Well, for a vaginal supply, actually, this is Carrie's general thing. I'm going
to. Well, Patty could do this very well, but I'll go ahead. So, our product really takes advantage of a couple different things. Number one, talked earlier about consistency, and so one of the reasons that we can rely on a consistent experience with a vaginal suppository is it bypasses the digestive tract and the liver. So by bypassing the digestion, we eliminate factors like your size, your metabolism, if you've just eaten, if you've just exercised. So we're taking that out of the equation. And then by bypassing the liver, we're also able to eliminate psychoactivity because it's in the breakdown of THC in the liver that the byproduct of that is also psychoactive. So what we're not doing is important, but what we are doing is just as important, which is putting the suppository right where you have a lot of endocannabinoid receptors. The brain is the most dense place, but the female reproductive tract has a lot of receptors for the cannabinoids. So we're really relying on that local application. It also has blood vessels and capillaries, which I think help elongate the effects of the suppository, but the psychoactivity we're just able to eliminate by kind of finding the sweet spot of using enough THC to get an effect without too much that would eventually, if you get 100 milligrams in there, you could get high, but we don't. Sometimes people call us a low-dose product. We're actually not. We've got 20 milligrams of THC in our nighttime, our sleep suppository, but because it's a suppository, you don't get the psychoactive high even with that much.
Did you know all this, Carrie, before
No.
you had to learn all this?
Absolutely had to learn all this, and so many people were so helpful to both Patty and I. At top of the list would be our formulators and our manufacturing partners. They've just been great. But yeah, no, I can't tell you, we've learned so much. I had no idea about why cannabis even worked in the body and how it worked. And I now do. I know a lot. I know a lot about a lot of things now.
So you're the science person, the in-house science person now, right?
Well, I enjoy that part of it. It's funny, Patty and I, we just kind of fallen into a division of responsibility, and it's really been based on what we enjoy doing, which is really nice. So, but we also have medical consultants and all kinds of experts.
But within the company, it's just the two of you, or do you have staff?
We have a marketing director as well, Hallman, who's terrific.
Fantastic. Okay. So, because menopause and cannabis are both, can be a taboo subject at times, or maybe all the time, how are you hoping that your products can change the conversation around menopause and cannabis?
Well, I think, especially the conversation about menopause, and when we talk about menopause, we're actually really talking about perimenopause, which is the kind of the years leading up to your last period, right? So by the time you have your last period, you're sort of almost through all the parts where the symptoms happen. I mean, I had symptoms for up to 10 years and never talked about it with anybody, and I really never did anything about it. So I think, what was exciting for Carrie and I when we started this is, one, we could start a dialogue about menopause, and that helps us in the cannabis business because we can lean into that menopause and wellness message for women in general. And then also just spreading the word about cannabis to women our age and women everywhere as a wellness option, because we got so excited about it and found out so much potential that it has that we're excited to share it. But it's education, education, education.
Yeah. I really, one thing I love about our branding, and Patty and I agreed on this from the very beginning, we did not want to be whiny or complain or talk about how much we suffer and how hard it is. This is a great time of life. It really is. And for many people, maybe your child rearing responsibilities are coming to a close, or they're less than they used to be. And you might have a little bit more time to pivot in life. There's something that happens to the brain when you go through a hormonal change. You start thinking differently, and you have a different outlook on life. And I think it's much healthier. You think a lot less about what people think, and you think a lot more about how you want to spend your time. And all of that is a great part of this phase of life. And I think our messaging and our branding all reflect that. It's important to me that it does.
Well, what took me down was lack of sleep. I could not get a good night's sleep to save my life. So, I mean, when you can sleep well, and hence the name Hello Again, because when you can peel back the symptoms of not sleeping, of pain, of anxiety, of all the things, mood, when you can peel those back, you feel like yourself again. And that's often something women say when they're going through all these changes is, I just want to feel like myself again. Why aren't I feeling like myself again? So that's where we came up with the name Hello Again. It's basically just to say hello to yourself again.
So I think if I heard you correctly, you're helping women at different stages of their life. What is that actual demographic that you're targeting?
Well, we're customer founders. We definitely formulated this product for ourselves, but after being on the market for a pretty short time, actually, younger women were using the product as well, because if you think about the way it's applied, period cramps, anxiety, we got a lot of feedback from women who had endometriosis. It's also helping women of younger ages. So we like to think of it, we formulated for menopause, but we're helping women of all ages.
Does this indirectly help men?
I would imagine.
I would say that
good night's sleep, and is in a good mood, and is not irritated, and is not dry, good things will happen.
Very good. How about doctors? Did you include healthcare professionals when you were formulating this product? Did you get their input?
We did. We had a couple different medical consultants. One was already using cannabis for palliative care, who helped us a lot with getting the ratios right. And we have a doctor who's our medical consultant. She's an OBGYN that uses cannabis in her practice. And we had a medical cannabis researcher, actually, who was really helpful to us as well.
You've got two products, daytime, nighttime. Just like it says, one's for day and one's for night. How is it packaged? Are you able to explain that? I know when I was in high school, I worked in the local drugstore, and I know how suppositories were packaged back then. We used to have customers coming in saying it didn't work, and they didn't take the individual packaging off the suppository.
Oh my gosh!
True story.
I haven't heard of. I'm
True,
surprised.
true story. True story. How are your packaged? Do you?
I suspect it's an awful lot like it was back then. I don't think those shells have changed very often. I don't know if Carrie has one there with her, but we have regulations in the cannabis space that we have to abide by for safety reasons. Mm-hmm. So initially it comes in these boxes, and then you open it up, and we're within a approved child-proof pouch. Mm-hmm. That you can take scissors to, or you can learn how to open specifically in a certain way. And then inside the child-proof pouch is the suppository, which Carrie has,
which comes like this, and no scissors needed. You just pull apart. I won't fully open it, but
sure.
You pull apart the packaging, and inside is the suppository, cocoa butter based. Some other things in there: avocado oil, vitamin E. But we just, the question's not silly. We just made a little how to insert your vaginal suppository video because we did get questions. So.
I know, yes.
Important to know that, again, because of its delivery method and the way we can make our suppositories, we can add added botanicals that women have been using since the beginning of time to help them feel better. So, obviously, like in the sleep formula, we can have chamomile, neroli oil, things that help promote calmness, soothing, sleep, and the same in the everyday. So we really get to pack a lot into our little magic suppository.
Fantastic. So what's on the horizon? The product has been around for just really relatively a short time. You're getting some great exposure in the media. What's next? Other products? Have you thought about what's next?
Yes, so we are formulating new SKUs specifically for some of the other uses that people have found for our product, but we think we can formulate more specifically for younger women. And then we get inquiries all the time from other states. So we are hoping to bring Hello Again to other states shortly in 2022.
So
and then the world.
Mm-hmm. And then the world, yes, absolutely. That's your goal. So today, where can our viewers find your product, or how can they buy your product?
So we're in 52-ish, I don't know, between almost 60 dispensaries and delivery services in California. So you can definitely, we have a store locator on our website, which is helloagainproducts.com. But in the Central Valley, we're at People's Remedy and Grupo Flor and East of Eden, Three Bros, and Element 7.
Also buy it online on your website?
You can't sell it directly online because of, again, cannabis regulations, but you can definitely go on our website, and hopefully if there's a delivery service near you, it could feel like you're sort of buying it online, but they'll deliver it to you if we're in your...
And what's an average price point? I know it could vary in different parts of the state.
So right. a box of 8 suppositories is around $45 or so. So that's, the same as a latte or something like that, or cold pressed juice for a good night's sleep, because there are 8 suppositories in there. We also have these little 2-packs that are obviously less expensive and a great way to either try it out or have a little 2-pack for your purse.
Fantastic. It's been great having both of you on the show. It's been a fantastic interview. We've been talking to Carrie Mapes and Patty Pappas, the co-founders of Hello Again. Continued success to you, and we'll talk again maybe down the road when you introduce new products, okay?
We'd like that.
Great. Thanks, everybody, for watching us. 420 Area Code is here every week, and we'll see you again next week. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not all hemp oils are created equal. Let Verdant Oasis show you why. Verdant Oasis is a vertically integrated hemp-centric raw material grower, manufacturer, and supplier. We oversee every step from soil to oil. Verdant strains are genotyped and registered by government-regulated seed banks. Our operations are HACCP and GMP certified by SGS International. Verdant Oasis has the most comprehensive global safety dossier for hemp extract, setting the benchmark for FDA acceptance and NDI compliance, the gateway to the food and beverage industry. Our hemp oil ingredients are accepted and authorized by the FDA. USDA, and DEA for interstate commerce throughout the United States. In the UK and EU, our extract is authorized as a novel food. Wholesome and pure, backed by science, legally compliant, and fully integrated with a dedicated innovation center to serve your unique marketing objectives. To learn more about the Verdent difference, visit our website at www.verdentoasis.com. Verdent Oasis, the essence of hemp.